Good afternoon. It's our first live here in BHZ Connection with PodConnection.
Yeah.
We also here with Ida is our first guest. Thank Ida for the interview and just introduce yourself first.
Yeah, I'm Dalila. So share you with your friends the live and subscribe in the channel.
Yeah. Ida is from Durham, right? It's
Yes.
a college in UK, and she's passing a month here with us. We're gonna do some questions for you, if that's okay, about the project, about your experience here. And do you want to start?
Yeah.
Ida, which course you do in uni?
I study an undergraduate law degree, so I've got one more year left.
Oh, it's good.
Yes.
Too close to graduate.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Are you
It's the
excited?
most important year. I'm excited to finish learning about the subjects that I want to, because pretty much all of the modules that I'll take next year are optional, apart from this massive essay that we have to write, which will be a lot of research, but I'm looking forward to it because I can choose what I want to write about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
it's good.
And law in English, it's like famous because here in Brazil it's still
Very
famous. Like,
famous.
yeah, it's
Yes.
a very famous in law in UK. It's like the same.
Yes, it's a really reputable degree. Also, it's very common throughout the world because Britain is a colonial empire, let's say. So it colonized a lot of different countries in the world, and so they now still use, for the most part, uh, British common law as well. Yeah, so it's very famous.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
And
Judgmental.
what do you think about this experience that you came to Brazil? How was it to you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. We're now like at the end of it, made new friends, been able to influence the kids positively, learned about Brazilian culture and some Portuguese as well, which is good, really good. I love just being with the people here. Everybody's so friendly. Everyone's trying to help me out, when I go to the store, to the padaria, to buy bread, and it's amazing. They're really, really friendly. It's a bit different to the UK, I would say, because I don't think that British people are as outgoing as Brazilians here, but that's something that I'll take back there with me, helping people out on the road, just being a lot more friendly to people in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I'll do. Yeah.
So it's the first time lecture, teaching the kids or anyone thing. Or it's your first time teaching.
No, it's not my first time
Oh,
actually.
really?
No, I started tutoring kids when I was about 16 years old. So my first job at 16 was in this similar kind of environment. I wasn't
Mhm.
volunteering, it was a paid job,
Uh-huh.
but I was teaching kids around the same age, so between 6 and 16,
Mhm.
all kinds of subjects, maths, English, sciences. So I got that job, and then from there, I just had sort of odd jobs here and there, tutoring this student French or another student maths, that kind of thing. So it really helped a lot when I came here and I
Yeah.
knew some of the things I should be doing, and how to interact with kids as well. So yeah, it's been smooth mostly, which is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that in UK, right?
Yeah, in the UK, only in
Oh,
the UK, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
but a lot of it, some of it was online, some of it was in person. So I've had those two experiences, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and how was teaching kids in Brazil? It's different or it's the same?
I think kids are the same everywhere. They're bubbly, they're naughty,
yeah.
they can get distracted, but the only major difference I would say is my level of Portuguese. So there's some things that I'd have to like search this word on the internet to be able to explain to them what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, they're teaching me a little bit of Portuguese as well, which is great because when I arrived versus now, like my level has improved so much. So I'm getting something out of it as well. Not just the kids, but teaching Brazilian kids it's amazing. The same kind of thing. They're bubbly, they're friendly, they get so excited to see us when we walk downstairs in the morning and in the afternoon. They draw us pictures, they they love us and we love them, so it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We really wanted to talk with you about the project, but first I have just one question for you.
Okay.
You told us early about culture, the difference cultural.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, how you feel here in Brazil? Like, what do you think about our food, our people, and
Yeah.
stuff?
No, I love it. Honestly, like when I first got here, even when I was at the airport, so I went from London, the airport in London, to Rio, and then I stayed overnight, and then I went from Rio to Belo Horizonte the next day. And in the airports, people were talking to me in Portuguese because they're like, "Oh, I thought you were Brazilian, Brasileira." I was like, "No, no, I'm not." Like, but I'm learning. I'm learning Portuguese, so it's quite funny. People assume that I'm Brazilian, um, but when I say that I'm not, they really try and communicate with me, like say a couple of words here and there so that I understand. And yeah, the like I said before, Brazilian people are amazing. The food, top, top,
Top.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
I think a classic meal here would be like rice,
Yes.
beans,
Mhm.
carne, like something like that.
Every day.
Every day, yeah, yeah. Um, it's really nice. I enjoy it. It's actually similar to some of the food that I eat in Kenya, which is where my parents are from.
Yeah.
So I'm used to it. It's good. I like it. My favorite food is probably coxinha. Coxinha. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really good. Yeah. So I always get one of those, and yeah, the food is great. People are great. I don't have a bad thing to say, honestly. Um, the music as well is amazing. Uh, Samba, it's great. Like, what? I don't have anything bad to say, honestly. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, everything's great.
Very happy for that.
Yeah.
But about music, you an eclectic person or
Uh,
a specific type of music too?
of music that I like.
Yeah, yeah.
Brazilian music or in general?
In general.
Um, I quite like jazz, and samba has this very like chill,
Yeah.
yeah, melodies, rhythms, all of this, the beats. So it's really nice to be listening to, in the evening when you're hanging out with your friends, in restaurants, in the car. You can listen to it any time. So I really enjoy that. But yeah, samba's amazing. Jazz is probably one of my favorite types of music as well. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Do you heard bossa nova?
Bossa Nova. I don't think so yet.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
a
it's kind of like a jazz, yeah.
It's nice.
yeah,
It's
but it's
beautiful.
most Brazilian.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Burn it.
Here recently will
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a very famous type of music.
Bossa Nova. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Like Caetano Veloso, it's bossa nova.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
o Toquinho, Vinícius de Moraes,
Tom
Yeah.
Jobim.
Bolshoi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna like this
I
guy.
need a
Yeah,
list.
yeah, you're gonna like this
it's
guy.
similar like jazz. It's a mix of jazz
Yeah,
and
yeah.
other.
It's a kind of French. I don't know. Explain. Um, sounds like French music sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
melody,
It's a hug.
Yeah.
Ida, we really want to talk with you about a project and about your life.
Yeah.
But first, I want to give advice, if you guys permit me. I just want to say hi for everyone who are seeing us now. Is our first live in PodConnection. I'm gonna say in Portuguese some things, but stay with her, stay with us, ok? Primeiro eu gostaria de falar muito obrigado por todos vocês. Compartilha se você tá aí, vai lá, compartilha, dá o like, manda pros seus amigos, fala com todo mundo, fala com a mãe, com o pai, com o irmão, com o primo, com o tio, com todo, até com o papagaio, tá? Pode falar com todo mundo, sim. Dalila, você quer falar um pouquinho do projeto? Só pra gente, antes de
Sim,
continuar.
pode ser. Então, voluntários são bem-vindos, alunos principalmente, né? A gente é voluntário aqui, a gente participa do podcast também. Então, compartilhem com os amigos de vocês, a gente, hora ou outra, aparece e você se tornando voluntário, um aluno, a gente vai se encontrar e quem sabe você consiga participar do podcast junto com a gente, ser um entrevistado ou um entrevistador.
Exato. Vai
Exatamente.
ser uma alegria ter vocês com a gente.
Sim.
Sim, sim. Ida,
Mm.
do you give me a favor?
A what?
Favor.
A favor. Yeah.
Yeah. Say them to subscribe, share, anything in English.
Yes, please like, comment, and subscribe to BHZ Connection's YouTube channel.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love this.
Professionals.
Yeah. So now I think we can talk about the project,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
cool.
Actually, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
What do you think about the project? You know, it was what you expected.
Yeah. It definitely was what I expected, in terms of being able to inspire the children. You know, we really help them to, first of all, we're role models for them. We've come from, you know, a different country and they look up to us. And when we're teaching them, we give them things like positive reinforcement, encouragement, so that they really believe that they can achieve what it is that they want to achieve. You know,
Yeah.
we're now in university, us volunteers, and we give them this sense of inspiration, something to aspire to, that they too can go to university as well. You know, it's possible. So it's really rewarding in that aspect, especially when they get excited when they get things right. You know, that they can say phrases and sentences in English. It's really satisfying to be able to see that joy on on their faces, and I don't think that there's anything that surprised me. It's natural in a classroom when you have a lot of kids that sometimes they get distracted, or yeah, they just want to talk with their friends. But it's about just bringing them back to why we're here. You know, we reminding them that, you know, we came all the way from London to help them learn English, to um, facilitate this cultural exchange between us. You know, telling them what goes on in London, and or London, the UK in general,
Yeah.
and them telling us what it's like here in Brazil, how the schools work, and um, yeah, what every day is like. So yeah, it's really enjoyable. It is. Mm.
You want to ask?
Yeah.
Right?
Do
Okay.
you think that BHZ connection make difference where he is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will ask that.
it definitely, yeah, if it makes a difference, yeah. 100%. You know, I think people have said before that um if BHZ Connection didn't exist, some of these kids might not have the opportunity
Yeah.
to learn, you know, music and languages, and just help with homework even.
Yeah.
So it's a great place for them to be after school, before school, keeping them in the classroom and constantly learning is great for their minds. It makes them more intelligent, more curious about the world. So yeah, it's a great initiative. I'm really glad to have been part of this, and I hope that I can encourage other university students or anybody, adults, to come and contribute to this initiative. So it's great. Yeah.
So you can tell us about how can you imagine these kids in the future, or like adults?
Yes. Speaking English first of all. Yeah, speaking English.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of the kids, there's this one kid in the morning class called Bernardo, and he's actually got, I think his brother is Luis in the afternoon class, and he said that their dad works in Australia, and some other parents as well, or relatives of the kids there, have been to Estados Unidos, like England, you know. They have people that they know who have been to these places, and telling them about them, and it makes them excited to be able to speak English so that they can go there, you know. So yeah, it's, I forgot the question. I'm just talking and talking about how great it is.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, but yeah, how do
you
I think they'll be in the future, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The romance.
like you all the teachers are helping in this opportunity to
Yeah.
the kids
Yeah.
could be I don't know, maybe work in another country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So they see their relatives and they want to work and they already speak English. Yeah, and they have big dreams, you know. Like we did a lesson the other day about different kinds of jobs that you might have. So like policeman, doctor, engineer, and we were going around class asking each one, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be in the future? and yeah, they're saying, I want to be a teacher, I want to be, you know, a footballer. And it's good to get them to voice these dreams because uh, it does help them think about the future and the fact that they have a future outside of Belo Horizonte, you know, that they can travel wherever it is that they want to go. Yeah.
Something like that happens with me about the project because I choose my course
Mm.
like international relations
Yeah.
because the project and the classes and all stuff motivates me to
Mm.
choose, you know.
You
Yeah.
you
Because
dream about other things,
exactly,
né?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And as you know, about the kids, I think maybe you had some idea before arriving in Brazil
Mm.
about the kids, you know, what like where they where they appear, something like that. And this idea changed. Like you had a good surprise or bad surprise when you really meet these kids.
Yeah, good surprise, honestly.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're not really misbehaved. They're excited to be here. They just want to talk with people who are closer to their age as well, because we're in our teens, late teens, 20s. So we're closer in age to them than older teachers, let's say, that they might have had before. So I feel like you can build a good bond with them, because they see a young person like, yeah, they can create this rapport. They feel just at ease with us. So yeah, I think it's a good thing for sure.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I have a question, but I forgot.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have in some spots in Belo Horizonte, like Praça da Liberdade?
Ah, yes. Okay. We've been to a few, haven't we? So yeah, Praça de Liberdade. We've been to Mercado Central as well. We went to the countryside last weekend to see the cachoeiras.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, where else have we been? Um, yeah, just seeing different sites in Belo Horizonte has been really good. Seeing the culture, the history, you know, in museums like we
Yeah.
went to. So, yeah, it's really good. Enjoyed it. Yeah.
You went to a football game, right?
I mean, literally, it was not yesterday, the day before, a volleyball game as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah. No, they're so good. It was my first time actually at the volleyball, seeing volleyball like that.
in
Um,
all life.
in my whole life, I've never seen a
Really?
volleyball match. No.
Oh.
And the football game was amazing. Like the stadium, the crowds. It's like a high when you get a goal. You know,
Mhm.
taking sides and the culture. It's amazing. It's so good.
How
Yeah.
can we say those times do
The intent, the
I don't know, like the music for all none of the teams in football teams have the music have a
Oh,
music like
yeah, like not a motto, but like a chant.
yeah
A chant.
ah,
Yeah, that they say
yeah
over and over
yeah
again. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah. That's it. No, they do.
and
Yeah.
what team in Brazil you support?
The big question. No,
yeah. No,
now.
no,
Oh. Well, in Brazil, no, I'm just gonna say, the one we went to see. No.
Cruzeirinho.
Galo. Yeah,
Galo.
Atlético Galo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If I have to choose, I'll say Galo. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
so
You
we finish right now.
No, no, no.
you went to a game.
Yeah, we went to the
It,
football game.
where is
I can't remember what's the stadium's called.
You know,
Mineirão?
Mineiro.
Yeah, Mineral. Yeah,
How
it's
was
that
how
one.
was the experience?
It was great.
The experience. Yeah.
fala sensações.
Feeling.
The
Feelings,
feeling.
Feeling.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was great. We went, me, William, Aaron, Mimi, and Veronica.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the tickets, arrived there, so many people. Like the stadium wasn't full, but there were so many people there. Yeah, there's food cozinha,
Yeah.
there's juice, there's yeah, the music there, there's like bands playing, you know, in
Yeah.
the crowd. Um, yeah, the chants, the footballers, everything's amazing. Yeah, it was good.
Oh. And talking more about you. I mean,
Yeah.
you told us about your family in Kenya.
Yes.
You born in England, or you born in Kenya?
Yes, I was born in London,
Uh-huh.
but both of my parents were born in Kenya, and then they moved to London when they were in their 20s. And yeah, and I've lived my whole life in London, but I do go back and forth between Kenya, maybe like once a year, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 8 hours directly on the flight, which is Brazil's only a little bit further than that. It's like 11 hours, I would say, from London. But yeah, it's not bad. I go back, I see my family. Most of my family is back in Kenya. Um, but yeah, I have a couple of cousins in the UK, and uh, pretty much all of my friends are in the UK as well. But when I went on a year abroad to France, I made friends there. So it's a bit all over the place, but it's nice to have people in different countries that you know. Now in Brazil, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's really good to be able to go to different countries, see, your friends you haven't seen in a while. Yeah, yeah. So that's me.
Oh, very
Yeah.
so good. And where, you felt the wish to do law, because I mean, it's everyone thinks something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, why do I want to,
yeah,
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 why do
yeah.
I want to study law? Um, so it's this really like common question in interviews when they ask when you're applying to a legal job, let's say, why do you want to study law? Why do you want to be a lawyer, you
Yeah.
know? Um, but for me, it sounds a bit cliche, but I've never actually wanted to do anything else apart from law. But
Really?
my two passions have always been languages, like subjects where you have to write and read and speak, and things like that, use your language. So I've always been good at those kind of subjects. So maths, I don't like. Science, I'm not really a fan of. But yeah, I've always been good at those kind of subjects. And um I feel like law is a really relevant subject in life in general, because every single thing that you do, now with the podcast, there's intellectual property rights that we have over this podcast.
Yeah.
Someone can't just steal the name of
Yeah.
BHZ Connection. Yeah, so in every step of life, there's different kinds of law that you find there, and it keeps me like on my toes. I can never get bored if I'm studying law. But I love it. It's relevant, it's satisfying to be able to listen to the news and know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's similar to, let's say, politics or even journalism, but I find that it best suits me and what I like to do. So yeah, that's why I study law, and it's the right decision that I made, because I love it. I love studying it, and I want to continue with it in the future, with my career. So um yeah, yeah, all good. Yeah.
And you think about travel to
Yeah.
other countries, maybe to volunteer too.
Yeah, yeah, no. Like I said, love languages, so I do want to travel to other countries. So yeah, I've been to France, other places on holidays, now Brazil, this is the first time that I'm in Latin America, so I'm really happy about that. Um, but yeah, hopefully the job that I get in the end, will be in a company where they have many sort of branches around the world, so they can send me to this place, because I speak this language, or Spanish speaking countries, French speaking countries. But I do want to travel a lot because there's so much to see out in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, definitely want to travel. Yeah.
Actually, talking about language,
Mm.
I want to admit something. That Ida doesn't tell us about she knew speak Spanish too. Sometimes she understand us when
No,
we're talking in Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
I can understand the jokes or
Yeah. One time we go out with her and was just saying just some jokes in Portuguese. And I
when I
remember
do
I look at her and was just laughing. I was just, what happened here? And she said to me, oh,
She
I
knows.
speak Spanish. And
like side eye.
How was that for you, learning Spanish, another language?
Yeah, learning Spanish, it was easy for me because one, I like languages, but two, I learned in secondary school, I learned Latin, and that forms the base of a lot of European languages. So French, Spanish, Italian, and a lot of other languages. So because I knew Latin already, even though it's a bit of a dead language, it's really easy for me to like figure out the structures of the words, you
Yeah.
know. Like for example, let's say, um, or the most basic thing, you know, you have I, je, yo, el, and then the verb, right? So what can it be? Like dance, like I dance, je danse, tu dança,
Yeah.
você, well, dança também, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then you have like the object or like an adjective. So it's the same kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's why I find it quite easy. But I do want to learn, like in the future, let's say like Arabic or something, you know, something quite difficult, but it's really important because the Arab speaking world, it's a whole other like um gold mine. There's so many Arab speaking countries. If you can learn that or even just Chinese,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
for business, for you know, when you're going traveling as well, like it's amazing to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah.
Our uni,
Mm.
the teacher said, the como fala? Tipo, que a língua que vai ser. Okay, I speak English.
It's
The
okay.
language is most required.
Required.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the mercado de trabalho. How can I say in English?
Like the business,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the business, you know,
Yeah.
will be the Asian languages.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
very useful.
Chinese and Mandarin.
Yeah,
Mandarin.
Mandarin, yeah. It's really useful.
How many languages you can speak?
Because okay, I don't know, but I'm not gonna say that I speak all of them fluently, but okay, English is my first language, and then I speak a bit of Swahili as well because I sent both my parents are from Kenya and I go back and forth. I will admit though, I understand Swahili better than I speak it because
Okay.
it's, you know how I said that like European languages have the same kind of structure. So Swahili doesn't, it's the opposite. So it's more difficult for me to learn. But yeah, English, a bit of Swahili, Spanish, French, and a little bit of Portuguese. So yeah, and a bit of Italian, but it's not great. Yeah.
I just know to say in Italian like buongiorno, buonasera, or come stai?
Yeah.
Bene, bene.
Yeah.
You can introduce yourself in these languages for us.
Okay, okay.
I like it.
It's a challenge. Okay, if I might get it mixed up because they're actually quite similar, but
Don't worry.
okay, so we already did it in English.
Mhm.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Aïda, j'ai 21 ans et je vais à l'université de Durham en Angleterre. Et mes parents sont de Kenya et j'habite à Londres. So that's French. And
Oh.
Perfect.
I can understand. Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
everything. What languages do you speak before we move on? Portuguese, English, Spanish, no?
yeah, Spanish and
French?
a little bit of
Yeah.
French. It's the same?
No,
Yeah.
I don't speak French.
French, okay.
I didn't understand. Just your name, but that's okay. But yeah,
Your accent is so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
If you we heard, we can I don't know. You can know that you know speak.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
you don't know that I don't speak French? Okay. No.
We know that you can speak.
Yeah, when you say, we know.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
as a native person.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have a good accent.
okay, okay. Yeah,
I
that
don't
makes
know
sense.
how
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. For next, Spanish. Okay. Hola, me llamo Aida, tengo 21 años y vivo en Londres, pero estoy en la Universidad de Durham y sí, mis pais, no mis pais. ¿Cómo, cómo se dice? My parents. Mis padres, sí.
yeah.
Mis padres son de Kenia. Sí.
Sí.
Perfect too.
Perfecto.
Yeah, perfect too.
Perfecto.
Okay, thank you. And then,
Sí, podríamos hablar en español ahorita.
okay.
¿Entienden todos que hablo?
Sí,
Ok.
sí.
¿Qué?
Me gusta mucho.
Sí, tengo un amigo que vive en Perú y
Okay.
él dijo que mi acento sí es una mezcla de varios
Oh.
acentos, como que varios países en América Latina tienen sus dialectos, tal como acá en Brasil los estados.
Mm.
Entonces, pero tu acento es europeo.
Ah,
Es súper sí,
español España, de
Yes.
España.
Sí, sí.
Sí.
sí,
Yeah, no.
pero es
It's
muy
complicated.
bonito.
Perfecto.
Thank you, thank you. No, because my teacher, mi profesora, cuando yo estaba estudiando español en la escuela, escuela,
Escuela.
Yeah.
mi profesora era de España,
Ah, sí.
así que sí tengo,
La influencia.
sí, la influencia, sí.
Muy bueno.
Victoria también sabe hablar en español.
Yo hago poquito.
Poquito,
Solo
poquito.
poquito.
Hicimos hicimos algunas clases juntas de español
Sí.
y francés también.
Sí, me hace falta.
Sí.
Muy bueno. Muy,
Sí.
muy bueno.
Francés no es tan bueno, pero cuando empecé a estudiar acá en BHZ,
Mm.
BHZ,
¿Es esa?
Yeah, she's there. Oh.
Uy,
no me acuerdo cómo.
¿no soy francés?
Ah, yo solo estudiaba español.
Oh,
Entonces, con 6 meses, quizá, tal vez, no sé.
We start to be multilingual. I like it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry, no.
And because of that,
Nous sommes polyglottes.
yeah,
Ouais, nous sommes
C'est-
polyglottes.
We love
and
it.
because of that, I have a challenge for you and for you.
Okay.
Okay, tell for our viewers, our subscribers, to follow, share,